Live. This is Dave Simon on a Thursday afternoon here in St. Louis. Really just want to get into today some of the, you know, basics of running your music studio. If you're not getting, wait, let me adjust the camera. There we go. Got to make sure you can see the 1975 P bass in the background. If you are not getting the results that you want with your studio, I think there's a few things that you have to look at. This is, whenever I'm talking to one of my clients and they're saying to me, "Oh, I really got to get my enrollment up." It's a few things that I always look at, and I encourage you to look at today. Number one, let's begin with your words. You need really good sales copy. I'm going to share with you a paragraph that all of my sales is based off of this paragraph here. Let me hold on, pull it up here. Should have had it prior to my live stream. I'm stalling as it comes up here, but everything I do in my studio, all my marketing, from the sales, on the phone to email to the words on my website, are based on this text. And here's the text. We believe music has the ability to transform a child's life. The good news is all kids love music. The bad news is not all kids love music lessons. We offer music lessons that make playing an instrument fun and accessible. When kids feel good about their musical abilities, they're so much more likely to stick with music. Kids that play music experience a sense of success and accomplishment that is unique to music. Okay, so that none of that there, like I don't put that on my website. It's not in my emails, but those are ideas that I build all of my marketing off of. So if you were to have a website that was just black and had white words, or no, that's to a MySpace. So let's flip it. If your whole website is a white page with black text on it, and the copy, the words that you write are effective and are customer centric, not product centric, and are really appealing to your prospective customers' needs and desires and fears, you're likely to get more customers, more students, than if you have a really good designed website that is missing the mark when it comes to its messaging. So your messaging, your words, your language, that's number one. Here's some key words that I always like to include in my messaging. Words like love. That was you probably heard that in there. All kids love music. Your child's going to love. A hope. Our hope for your child is that they develop a lifelong love of music. The goal of our program is feel. People buy based on feelings because something feels good, or they believe it will make them feel a certain way. They don't buy it. Like no one buys a Lexus because it's the best car. They buy it because the car makes them feel a certain way, gives them a feeling of status. Maybe other people don't perceive the status. Maybe the Lexus is, 20 years old and it's banged up and the person's broke, but nonetheless, they bought it because it makes them feel a certain way. So really dialing in on your language, keeping your copy and your website and your email lean and to the point. Long-winded, creative email doesn't appeal to anyone except for you and your mom that you want to, show off your beautiful writing to. So keep it lean, keep it focused on the customer. That's the number one thing that I look at when a school's telling me that they're struggling, is what kind of language are they using? If you're saying to people, "Oh, well, yeah, we're the best school in Springfield and our instructors are all professional musicians. They all studied music in college." They don't care about that. Like, they really don't. All they care about is, what are you going to do for me? Okay, the second thing I would look at is your website. If you designed your website yourself, it's probably not a good website unless you are a website designer. Don't disrespect the graphic design industry. Those guys are artists. They're graphic artists. Okay. It would sort of be like someone saying, "You know what? I'm just going to write a hit song. I don't know anything about music, but I need a song. So I'm just going to write one." It's not going to go so well, most likely. So when you jump in there and think you can, save some money and design your own website on Wix, it's not going to go so well. It never does. Go to a professional, spend the money. I mean, we're talking 800, maybe $1,200. We're not talking a lot of money. A professional website designer can whip that website together in a few days. You just need to put or take a really awesome photograph. Don't take a photograph of the piano keyboard. It drives me crazy. Don't do that. No one's buying pianos from you. They're buying music lessons. Don't use a photograph of the guitar neck with the hands on it. A mom, who's your customer? The mom. That doesn't get her excited. What gets mom excited is seeing the camera zoom out a little bit and see a photograph of this 10-year-old kid playing the guitar with a smile on their face. That's what the mom's looking for. She's not looking to buy a guitar. You're sending out the wrong message when you put a photograph of a guitar or of an instrument. Okay, so you're going to now use the language from, this sort of the sales copy that you created to put your website together. Your website's not going to have a lot of words. Think of your website. A lot of people used to approach their website as like, this is a brochure. It's a pamphlet. It's going to have all the information they need. No, people don't behave that way on a website. They just kind of glance at stuff. They just scan the page. So keep that in mind. Make your layout and your wording on your website very appealing to the person who's just scanning, just kind of looking up, looking down, because that's what everyone's doing. Nobody reads your copy. They don't have time for that. Think about your own behavior when you go to a website. You don't sit back and just try it right now. Google, best restaurants in your city. You're not going to sit there. You're going to scan a little bit at the menu, read some of the reviews, maybe scan about us. Probably won't. Just look at your own behavior. Be mindful of it, because that's how people behave when they're on your website. People think they have to write this beautiful piece of literature when they put their website together. Okay, so we talked about your words. Got to get your words right. Customer-centric words. You've got to get your website dialed in. And don't design your website. If you designed it, rip it down right now and go on to Fiverr.com. Find a good WordPress web designer. If your website's not on WordPress or some compatible platform, it's going to be a problem for you. And what you need to be able to do is simply to be able to update and edit your own website. It's not hard. When I hear that people are calling, their designer to upload, edit the text, it's an extra step and it costs money. You just spend 30 minutes or an hour with the person who designs your website and have them show you how to update pictures and how to update text. Okay, so those two things are crucial. Another thing that a lot of music schools are missing out on, they're leaving money on the table, is that they don't want to use their phone. Maybe they'll answer it, but the phone is your number one sales tool. Call those leads, call in active students, put a promotion together. Oh, hey, Jamie, this is Dave. I just, it's been a while since I've seen you guys, and really hope that Carl's still playing music, and wanted to let you know that we're running a promotion right now. It's $40 off of music lessons if you enroll by the end of the month. Would love to see you guys back in the school, and more importantly, would love to see Carl benefiting from the many gifts that music has to offer. I mean, even what I just said there was a little bit long-winded. Put a little script together and just start calling people. It's a numbers game. If you set aside an hour a day and you do it for a week, I guarantee you, if you got the words right, you'll make some sales. Okay, so that's a real important one, is phone. And then email. So many businesses aren't taking advantage of email. And a lot of people do these newsletters, or they have these nice kind of fancy designed emails. No, just do old school email. Again, your copy has to be customer centric. Here, I'm going to share with you. Here's an email that I send out if I'm looking to, get a few students here. I'm stalling again because I didn't have it pulled up. but I will use my wife just came home, some very customer centric email. Hold on as I stall. I'm stalling. I have an email swipe file. A swipe file is it's just kind of where I keep phrases and emails. I can just kind of go there at any point whenever I want to write an email campaign. Okay, here's one. Super Bowl's coming up, right? Here's an email that I'm going to use for the Super Bowl. Here's the subject: the Super Bowl commercial they wouldn't show you. What am I talking about here? I'm not talking about music lessons. Clearly, there's some story inside this email. Wait, there's a commercial they wouldn't show? I'm going to open that email. So people open the email, and here's what they see. It feels good when your team wins the big game. We are the champions plays in the background as confetti and champagne rains down. Conquering obstacles and emerging victorious is an experience every child should know. Every kid should feel like a champion at one point in their life. So you see what I'm doing? I talked about this, Super Bowl experience that everyone by Monday will have had, and I'm transitioning into the child. Now I'm going to dial in and focus in on my offering, but I'm still going to keep it focused on the child. Imagine how your child would feel playing music to a cheering crowd. Imagine how you would feel as your child steps up to the microphone and flashes you a smile. We can help make that dream a reality. Click here to make your dreams come true. $45 off. Okay, I've got a bunch of these emails. So many studios are failing to use email effectively, and so many music studios are failing to use the telephone. Telephone is your number one marketing tool. It allows you to form personal connections with people. And so, quick review: your words, get your words right. Get them on a Word document, and you can build all your marketing off of those words that are going to be customer centric and are going to focus on the customer. 2, you got to get your website dialed in. Get off of Wix. If you're going to keep it on Wix, fine, but have a professional design it. Respect the art of graphic design. Hire an artist. You are not a graphic design artist. And if you are, then ignore me, fast forward, then you probably have an awesome website. Your website has to adhere to the basic principles of website design. Google this after this video. Or you know what? Leave this video now. Go into YouTube and look up Donald Miller website review. Start at minute 6. And that's going to show you everything you need to know. You're got to get on that phone with promotions. If you have someone who inquired about lessons, you keep calling them, keep emailing them until they say no to you. Okay, maybe 6 or 8 attempts, back off, but keep them in your marketing funnel. Get a CRM to keep track of them. Don't give up on them. Maybe they're not ready to buy now. They thought about it. They reached out to you. They backed off. But try a few attempts. They don't bite. Fine. Try them in a month or 2. Just keep trying to nurture that relationship and use email. Use email. You've got to use it right, but email is huge. Everyone's so focused on social media, which is huge. Social media, look at Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. That's sort of the next tier. Get these basics in place. Get your website dialed in, get your words dialed in, use email, use the phone. If all those things, if you're not firing on all cylinders, but if you're using all of those strategies or tactics, then start focusing on social media. Not that you shouldn't do social media at all, but in terms of really trying to scale your business through social media, I'd hold off until those basics are in place.